Do you find Chinese sentence structure confusing? Actually, there are only 2 rules that you need to know to help you get it right every time. Hi there, this is Mandarin Fluency Academy. I'm Ella. Today, I'm going to talk about 2 golden rules on how we form Chinese sentences. Just super easy to follow, and with their help, you will be able to handle most Chinese sentences. Ready? Let's get started. Rule number 1, from big to small. Rule number 2, follow the time sequence. Let's start with rule number 1, from big to small. This rule can be taken literally or conceptually. Let's check the more literal scenario first. For example, when we talk about time, we start with year, then months, then go all the way down to the exact minute. Similarly, when we talk about our address, we start with country, then province or city, and then go all the way down to the exact house number. For example, Monday, August 9th, 2021 at 10 a.m. 2021年8月9号星期一上午10点 Second floor, 1/5 Avenue, New York, USA. 美国纽约第5大道1号2楼 Okay, now for a more conceptual but very important scenario. For a sentence or anything we want to express, there are often 3 key elements involved: action, location, and time. Can you guess what the order will be if all the 3 elements appear in one sentence? It's time, location, and then action. You can imagine that time is the most vast concept in the universe, and then space, which is location in a sense. And actions are just pretty small compared to time and space, right? So, from big to small, always arrange your sentence from time to location and then to action. For example, I rested at home yesterday. 我昨天在家休息 I will wait for you at the subway station tomorrow. 我明天在地铁站等你 Now, let's move on to the last scenario I want to share with you for rule number 1. This is also a conceptual scenario that we use day to day. We describe all kinds of things in our daily life, right? A blue house, a house with big windows, a downtown house with big windows. In other languages, such as English, the order of how we put descriptions and the objects being described together might vary. Sometimes the descriptions are placed before the objects, like a blue house. Sometimes the descriptions are placed after the objects, like a house with big windows. But in Chinese, there's only one way to arrange the order. Sounds great, right? In Chinese, descriptions always go before the objects, no matter how many words you use to describe it. Let's look at some examples. A blue house, 蓝色的房子 A house with big windows, 有大窗户的房子 A downtown house with big windows, 有大窗户的在市中心的房子 A downtown house with big windows that no one has lived in before. 以前没有人住过的有大窗户的市中心的房子 See the pattern here? Now, why is this related to the big to small rule? Well, the objects we are describing are the specific, concrete, key element in the sentence. And for the big to small rule, small can also be interpreted as specific. So, according to the rule, always put descriptions before the objects that are being described. Now, let's move on to rule number 2. Follow the time sequence. This rule is quite literal, and there are 2 scenarios that we want to share with you. First, when there are multiple actions in one sentence, we arrange them based on their occurrence in time. For example, I went to have dinner with my friends after getting off work. 我下班以后去跟朋友吃饭. Pay attention to the difference of the sentence structures between Chinese and English. While it's perfectly normal to put getting off work at the second part of the sentence in English, in Chinese, we will never do that. Because in terms of the time sequence, getting off work happens first, and then I go have dinner with my friends. We will always say, after I get off work, I go have dinner with my friends. Apart from the time sequence rule, this sentence also shows us how to apply the big to small rule. Pay attention to how we express have dinner with my friends in Chinese. We say, with my friends, have dinner. Why is that? Because with my friends is a description of the action have dinner. According to the rule, always put descriptions before the thing they describe. Whether it's a noun or an action, it all applies. Now, for the second scenario of the time sequence rule, and also the last one for today. When a sentence contains both an action and its results, we place the results after the action because you have to start the action first before there can be any kind of results. For example, he stayed there for 3 days. 他在那里待了3天. Here, 3 days illustrates the duration of the action, which is a type of result. We do have to start the action, which is to stay first, and then there can be a 3 days. So we put 3 days after the action stay, and the overall sentence structure happens to be in the same word order as in English. Now, here is the part that got some Chinese learners confused. What happened to the big to small rule? Shouldn't we put the time before the action? The answer is, the 3 days here is not the time for the action to take place. The time the action takes place would be, let's say, last month. So, based on the big to small rule, we'll have a sentence look like this. He stayed there for 3 days last month. 他上个月在那里待了3天. See? Time, last month. Location, there. Action, stay. And lastly, 3 days. The result of the action. Perfect. Now, you know all the important rules of Chinese sentence structure. Apply them starting now. Okay, that's all for today. If you think this video is useful, share, like, and subscribe. It means a lot to us. Thank you again and see you next time. Bye bye.